about now? Oh, there we go. Ah, now we're good. That's
happened?
So weird.
What was weird about it? Okay, so you didn't hear anything I said. Okay.
We didn't hear nothing. Hold on.
Okay. So it was like.
Sorry, guys. That's.
This is live. Okay.
Now we hear the voice. The echoes.
Okay. Let's do it again.
Sorry.
Let's do it again.
All right.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to YenYorkCity's podcast.
Welcome, everyone, live from New York City. This is live. This is why these things happen, but it's okay. It's all good. This is why live TV is and live streaming is like fun, because you never know what's going to happen, right? And you have to kind of go with the flow. And like this podcast, I always say it's like hanging out with friends and talking about music, talking about, what their interests are, how they became a musician. And thank you so much in chat for letting us know that the audio needed fixing, because sometimes we don't know. And imagine if like half of it was done like this and no one was in chat to tell us.
Shout out to Voltarius. Did I say that right? Hopefully I didn't butcher that one.
Yeah, you're amazing. Thank you so much, and thanks for being here. So
we were just saying that we are going to go to TwitchCon for this entire segment.
we were talking about how drummers have been one of the many guests on the podcast, and we've had over 52 drummers now on the podcast, and it's something that it's very apparent that we are big on the drummers here on Twitch, and I love my drummers. He's a drummer, Luna Satori. If you don't know, Luna Satori is also a drummer, and yeah, so we've been having a lot of fun, and I want to have more fun at TwitchCon. We want to go this year. Hopefully this year, everything goes along well and we can all meet up. And I know Kento's been to the last one. We went to 2019. And of course,
2019,
yeah, that was the last one we went to, and it was fun.
Yeah, we're gonna try to see if we can get tickets for all 3 days. We're gonna be roaming around the city more often than at the actual convention, but we want to have the ability to get access to it, just in case there are people that we need to meet up in there. And then we also want to see like the booths and the merch and the concerts.
Yeah.
So
we went to the concert last year. Last year. It feels like it wasn't last year or the year before. It was 2 years that it was canceled. So I think that's why we're ready for TwitchCon 2022.
If you're going to TwitchCon, let us know. But in the meantime, we're going to try to get our next guest on the screen here. We have Kentobeans tonight. He is a drummer from Nashville, Tennessee. He's great. He's solid. He's got a nice groove. His tone is phenomenal. He's got a nice kit. Known him for what, about a little over a year now, roughly, off and on, just watching him and seeing his developments. He's grown a lot, and
he's adorable.
His setup has gone a long way, and I'm proud to see his growth. So we're gonna get to learn more about him here on the podcast, and
what makes him awesome, and whatever his preferences are. His gear, of course, we love talking about gear.
Gear talk.
Yes. Telomere.
Hey, Telomere.
Husky,
Mellow.
what's up? Welcome in. Thanks for being here, guys. And yeah, so now let's get ready and hype it up in chat. Hype it up, and if you can, host and share this so we have more friends here getting to know Kento. He's amazing, and we are gonna hear him right now, rocking out. He's amazing. So yeah, are you ready for the next drummer on the podcast? First drummer of 2022. So yeah, I'm really excited. All right, guys, let's get hyped for Kentobeans 7. Are you ready for me, Kento?
He's giving us a thumbs up.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
All right, let's go. Let's get hyped for Kentobeans. Yes, here live on YenYorkCity.
There he is.
There he goes. Let's go.
There is something in your eyes, a reason for your life. That thought that you'll be better than anyone else. Oh, I'm here to save my life, or the devil in disguise. That thought that you'll be better than anyone else before.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kentobeans.
Kentobeans. What's up,
What's going on?
Dude, that was badass.
Oh my gosh.
That was a fun song. I love that
Solid.
song.
How can you not move when you hear that song? It's one of those songs just like gets you.
Yeah, like all those players, they're all so talented. Such a solid just group of players. Great song.
So is that kind of the genre that you love to play the most on, on a regular basis? Because I did see that you have a preference, and there's also something you don't like playing. So I love talking about that. I'm like, okay, so everyone's different. It's okay. We all have our faves. And
Yeah.
I love how you're like the groovy drummer, on Twitch, and that you have that kind of almost like a fusion, should I say, like of jazz and like pop. And you have a lot of like, your style is really fun. And you like to
Thank
keep
you.
it that way, like fun, very vibey. So how
Yeah,
would you
like-
describe your type of streams, and what's the genre that you love to play the most?
I mean, for me, it's mainly funk, but
Funk.
really it's just something that has a good bass line, or like a song that makes you kind of want to dance, kind of groove, that has kind of a, not like a super complicated rhythm, but something that you can really just sit in the pocket and kind of dance to. And then, but you can also throw in, some more fun improv type drum grooves that's not going to kind of step over stuff or not fit into the kind of style of the song. But yeah, I think fun is also a good word to use as well. Just fun music.
Keep it clean, keep it classy.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and I definitely that's exactly how I would describe Kent, because he's very much that. When you go in there, you just have a good time. You can just put it on the background, and if you're, a lurker, sometimes when I do things, cook, clean, and just do things around the house when I'm home, I love to have, my friends on stream, and it's something that it's family friendly. So if you have, your parents over, your grandparents, or your kids or whatever, you're fine with Kento. Kento is, it's safe. It's safe, right? So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I like about Kento too. And there's so many
you.
different drummers.
Unless we're missing something, Kento, you let us know.
There are,
unless sometimes he slides or like slips a word in there, and he's like, oops.
Out of nowhere you hear shit. You're like, whoa, hold on.
Come on now. Yeah. I mean, it's every drummer has its style, right? So
yeah.
I want to go back to the beginning of Baby Kento and when he started drumming. When did you fall in love with being on the drums?
So my stepdad was a drummer when he was growing up, and let's see, my mom and stepdad got together when I was like a baby, so I've known him all my life, and he has always had a drum set in the house. So I kind of grew up, when you're a kid like 6, 7, 8, just having fun and just kind of messing around. But eventually when I was like 9 or 10, he started giving me some lessons, and that's kind of how it all started. Joined the band in middle school and then kind of just jumped off from there.
Wow, so you were like 9 or 10. That's a good age.
Yeah, I think I was 10 when I had my first like real like lesson where he tried to, explain, how to play a beat.
Wow. So you was very, so like they always say, stepdads, it's the stepping up dad, right? Because he stepped up and he's like your dad, right? And he taught you how to be a drummer. And I think that's something that around that age, 7, 8, 9, that's when they start getting more
Sparks the
disciplined.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know
Yeah.
when they start really, really young, it's like you kind of can see who forced the baby and the kids, or who was like just knocking everything out the park and just doing it because they love it. Like Luna
Yeah.
started when he was really young too, and it was natural. He just loved it.
Yeah, yeah, same. I mean, there's just something about hitting a drum with a stick that's just so
Satisfying.
it's just so satisfying. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, look, drumming is like literally the first instrument known to man because cavemen used to bang on shit all the time to communicate. So.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was John Densmore from The Doors, the drummer from The Doors, that said something really beautiful. I can't quote him exactly, but he did say that the reason why he loved the drum so much is because all of us, the first instrument or sound we hear is our mother's heartbeat, and it's like a kind of like a tribal thing, like going back to the heartbeat of your mother, going back to that wound. And I think that's why we are so drawn to that beat, because it's the first beat we hear as in the womb. So I think there's a truth to that, right?
On top of that, it's like a stress reliever
For sure.
too.
Yeah, soothing.
Yeah.
Well,
Very much.
Unless you're
more
doing
or less-
blast beats.
more or less like you're letting out your aggressions, but then everything else could be like meditative in a sense too, like when you sing or when you play guitar. But there's different types of like feeling when you're playing specific instruments. So
there are for sure.
drumming is more of like a stress reliever versus like playing guitar or piano is more of like a meditative, like mental relaxation almost versus a physical relaxation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
Well, yeah,
that's
I mean,
me.
it's yeah. Well, I mean, it's so funny because there's. I mean, I'm not personally like a great jazz player, but it's funny that like you see a drummer playing with brushes just so smooth, and it's like. It's like just such a smooth experience versus, there's so many different levels where you could be jumping into metal and just banging the crap out of them. And they all serve a different, really cool purpose,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I did say jazz. So it's more like funk that I'm hearing. It's more like a funky.
It's the groove.
It's
the
a
backbeat.
groovy.
Get
He's
the
just
backbeat.
groove, yeah.
He's
I
just
think
freaking
that's-
groovy. That's what it
yeah.
is. That's what it is. Thank you, Rainbow, for the follow. Thank you so much. If you're new here, thank you so much for the follow.
Damo.
What's up,
Damo from Australia. He's another amazing
Everyone.
drummer here.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Damo, we got your boy Kento here. If you're not familiar, I know all the drummers here know each other, and it's awesome to see us just chatting on stream in the chat, having you guys interact and getting to know. So it's almost like having friends just hang out and get to talk about gear. So
There's a few things I want to point out. So I noticed the backdrop changed. Is that hasn't always been there, right? The little flowery thing. I
No,
think you had
that's
something
been-
different. right?
This
Yeah.
this has, but this
Yeah.
is a different angle on it right now.
Oh,
So
okay.
I've got a few different cameras up now. There's another camera over here that shows on that I had this new neon light of my
Mhm.
logo that's pretty awesome that the all the cats kind of surprised me with last year for my birthday, which was incredible.
I thought it was like a
Yeah, no,
different
this-
color or something
this-
the first time I've seen you.
I
But-
always remembered
I
the
forget,
background because I always thought it was kind of like Hawaiian.
Yeah.
So I remember it reminding me of how that's the vibe over there. It's a party.
Yeah.
And then you have a little door on the side there. I was
A
wondering.
little-
It-
That's actually where all of my drum cases are right now.
Okay.
All
Oh,
the
that's
drum cases are
perfect.
in that wall right here.
I thought like you have like when you hit a specific goal and something big happens, like a little person just runs out of there and says,
Ludo would run out. He would fit in there.
Oh, actually, there was one stream where just out of nowhere, someone, I forgot whose idea it was, but if we hit a certain goal, I just like walked over there and just crawled into it and just sat inside for like a couple of minutes and then just came back out.
Go to
Just,
the corner.
Yeah, just randomly.
That's great. And did you do any upgrades like soundproofing along the way, or?
Yeah, somewhat. So behind this thing there's one window in this room, and I have a couple
I
like
remember that.
mattresses that kind of cover it up, and there's some other kind of things that are just kind of blocking some sound off. But there's not a whole lot of extra. Besides that, we haven't had too many issues with neighbors. Besides the one neighbor that
It's always the
just-
one. That's all
it's
you
always
need.
the one.
So they're
But,
not
I
used
mean-
to that. I mean, a lot of. I guess it depends, right? Because you do have an acoustic kit, but
Yeah.
have you ever considered having a hybrid kit or like maybe switching to electronic I don't know, because everyone kind of feels like they go for the studio and then they do their acoustic set there, and then when they stream, they can stream all the way to the end of the night if they want,
Right.
with an electronic kit. But it's not the same, right?
Yeah, it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't sound the same.
Mm-hmm.
I did almost do it because my stepdad was going to get rid of his kit. And he was going to give it to me, but I didn't have kind of the space for it really. And honestly, I'm so much of a acoustic
That's your baby.
kit player fan, you know.
I feel you.
Yeah.
So tell us about your setup. Tell us about your kit. I know I read. Was it a Gretsch? Is it?
It is a Gretsch.
Ooh,
Yeah, nice.
I love-
Good call.
Yeah, we did our research.
Yeah.
Love it. So this is only my third drum set of my entire life.
Only. Yeah,
But
that's
this
beautiful.
this I got, let's see, it must have been 2013 when I bought this drum set. So I've had it for a while, like 9 years now. I love it. It's a Gretsch Renown maple. It's got that blue kind of sparkle, kind of fade. It sounds beautiful. It's gorgeous. Snare drum I got around the same time. It's the DW Collectors, the black nickel over brass. So it's basically their Black Beauty version. An awesome snare drum, very versatile.
I've always I like
Cymbals.
Gretsch. Gretsch is a solid
Yeah.
kit. You said it was
Yeah.
you said maple or birch?
It is a maple.
Maple.
It's a maple.
Who makes a Catalina? Is that
That's Gretsch.
Gretsch? Right. Yeah.
It's Gretsch,
'Cause I
yeah.
think I remember playing one called the Catalina, and it just the floor tom just sounded so nice. Like it was like thumpy,
Yeah.
but like it had a lot of body to it. And I'm like, oh, I wish my Tama sounded like that.
Yeah, they have a few lines that sound pretty great. There's another one, I think their Brooklyn series, which is very high end. I couldn't afford a Brooklyn series, but that kit sounds incredible.
So your cymbals, you're rocking?
We got the K Custom hybrids as far as the ride. This crash and the hats are the K Custom hybrids. I've had those for 9 years as well. A fun story about this is a little Sabian AA medium crash over here. When I got my second drum set, I bought my old high school drumline instructor's drum set, and it came with this cymbal, and he always talked about how much he loved this cymbal, and I have just kept it all these years just because, just having that cymbal, that kind of makes me
It's
think
a
back to
sentimental thing too,
Yeah,
because you
exactly,
played
yeah.
on it. Hey, Darth, you played on it and in school. Was it the
Yeah.
same one?
played in a drum set in like marching band shows. That cymbal was there. Jazz band, that cymbal was there. Yeah.
So he's like extra gentle when he's hitting it. He's like, I don't want to break it
Yeah,
yet.
just- I mean,
Aw,
this thing's a
yes.
workhorse. It's been around for a long time. It's been.
The medium
I'm
crashes are
surprised
thick.
it's still alive. Yeah, it's thick.
I like it. I like that you have something that you've had for a really long time, and it's like one of those possessions that you're like, yeah, I've had this for.
It's like my ride cymbal. My ride cymbal.
It's been with you
lasted me.
Yeah.
for a long time.
Which ride do you have?
It's the Sabian Raw Bell Dry Ride,
Oh,
and
nice.
it's a 21-inch. But like I had that since I was like 18, and it's still riding like nicely.
That's crazy.
That's
It thing's
awesome.
like
I love
shield.
that.
So, do you have you? I don't know. Some people are like, no, I've never chipped or broken a cymbal. But have you recently or anytime have done that to any of your cymbals and been like, oh, that one was like one of my favorites and I can't find it anymore?
I have actually. So these hi-hats are fairly new to me. I got these used, from like a Guitar Center show piece or whatever. But the original hi-hats that came with this started cracking right up the middle for a while. Like every so often a new crack would pop up and I'd kind of, shave it out and try and save it. And I did prolong the old hats for probably a year into that first crack. But then, they just kind of became too much. So this is a fresh set of hats compared to the crash and the ride cymbal, but it's the same, the same kind. But that was kind of a sad thing to watch. The cracks, just keep showing up. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh man. Well, there's definitely another alternative. What is it? Nikki Moon, is it? Who's the one that is it?
Yes.
The
Yeah,
symbols
he
that he restores and
Yeah,
makes into.
he'll make his
does,
own like
yeah.
little custom. Like he'll cut it out and customize it a little bit more than where
Yeah.
it was originally. So.
That's pretty cool. That's an idea if you want to keep them and make it something else.
He does awesome work.
Yeah.
I know I've seen him come on Dan's stream here and there. And his symbol work is just gorgeous,
Beautiful,
and
yeah.
they sound incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of his like from when I first found him. I think I came across his name through Dan Drumstone, and then I was like, oh, he's actually a local. Like he's not too far from where we are.
Oh, cool.
and
Yeah, because
like,
he's originally from Jersey, so.
and I've been meaning to like drop off. Like I reached out to him and I said, yeah, I have like a stack of like symbols that I'm holding in my symbol graveyard. Do you want to?
It's a lot of them.
Do you want this? And he was like, yeah. So I still have yet to even drop it off since then.
He has a lot of them. So he tends, I guess maybe he's just a heavy hitter, or
Well,
he just hits it a certain way.
The thing
'cause-
with my symbols is that like I play on thinner symbols. Like the one crash is it's a fast crash and it's a thin fast crash. So it's like it's
Okay.
really thin and it cuts out quick and it sounds like glass. Just like it's a really nice sounding crash. And then there's the other one was an ozone with holes. But when where I used to play, it wasn't temperature regulated, so like it would go through the dips of like it being cold, which makes it brittle, and then it being warm, which starts to warp it. So it gets, it's like I'm crafting my own symbol playing drums.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
So yeah, my symbols just go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of them though. So which one was your last one that you were like, "Don't," and you like broke?
Oh, I mean, honestly, I think the hats is probably the only one that I've broken in the past.
So he's way
Probably
better than
a
you,
few years.
and
I
not
mean-
breaking them.
I think I've never really owned any like super thin symbols like you have.
Oh, yeah.
Those the Zildjian, are they the A customs are super thin, right? I think.
Yeah, well, it depends on which ones, but yeah, like
Right. Yeah.
the certain lines. I play strictly Sabian as of now. And
Yeah.
certain lines have thin symbols or medium to thin symbols. So
Right.
Well, what's everybody's favorite? What everyone has a preference, right? So what's your preference when it comes to symbols?
It's interesting. I mean, my taste and also like taste in music and play style has changed over the years, especially since I bought these symbols. So I think right now, if I were to get a new set of symbols, I would love to try out maybe some Meinl Byzance, like extra dry, because those have a really cool, just super dry sound. That last time I played on one, it's a lot of fun. And I mean, part of it might just be the stark difference of what I'm playing on now. I'm like, ooh, it's a new sound,
Yes.
But I love the sound that those Byzance symbols have.
Maybe. Yeah, everybody seems to want to try something different once they. But then there's your tried and true that you will never replace, right? Like there's one symbol that you always say that I will always have in my arsenal of symbols. And which one's that one?
my symbol?
Yeah,
it's
that one symbol.
It's the ozone.
The ozone,
Yeah.
yes.
The
That's his
ozone,
like
nice.
he has to have that.
That's my
So-
sound.
So everyone has their dream setup. Is what you have in front of you your dream setup, or what is it that you would add to it if you can, or if you could?
It's close. I think if we're talking dream setup, I would love to have like a vintage like 60s Ludwig, like a champagne sparkle kit, like just a simple like 4-piece.
You're going straight jazz over there.
I like it. I like it.
Talking about
I like
extra
your style,
dry,
Kent.
extra dry Byzance
mean,
and a champagne kit. He's gonna be playing some jazz gigs.
I want him in a tuxedo when he plays that. Okay. I can see it. I can see Kent rocking a tuxedo. And I think once I saw you, you were dressed up, right?
Them wedding gigs.
So I did. Let's see. This might have been 2 years ago now. I did a James Bond like
That's
theme
what it
stream
was. I
and
think I
played
found
through every theme song And then I threw the tux on for that stream.
Nice.
I think that has to happen again. It was
I
a
might have
good
to.
look. It was a good look for you. I like it. So now that we are not, I don't know how it is over there in Tennessee, but over here we're starting to have gigs again and open, a lot of more open venues. Are you performing live now? And I know it's big over there. Like there's like
Yeah. Oh, it
a
is.
scene. So tell us about that.
I haven't been doing a lot of whole gigs again yet. I've done a few recording sessions over the past year or so. And actually, one of those songs just released about a week or two ago, I think, that I played for an artist. But as far as live gigs, I haven't jumped back into it too much yet. I've been kind of like taking a little bit of a break from drumming in general. I actually haven't streamed since, I think, January. But I do plan to get back into it either this week or next week.
Perfect.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to get back into doing some more live gigs. But honestly, like it's almost like over the past few years, streaming has become like my home for drumming.
You got very
So-
cozy and comfortable streaming.
Yeah, and it's just it's fun to be able to kind of play the music that I really enjoy. Whereas like when I play a lot of live gigs, it's just I'm kind of doing it to support whatever act or artist it is, which is it's still great and I love it, but it's so much fun to get to jam kind of something that's a lot more my style.
And you get to interact, and you're not in the back. You're in the front, damn it. Right?
Letting people know I'm here. Hello.
Did you get that funny, I got to send it to Kent, on Instagram, the drummer, I'm a drummer and I can sing.
No.
No?
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, I got to send it to you. It's so funny. But yeah, I always say how secretly, like, drummers do like the spotlight, and they do secretly want to sing. I mean, we all want to be like, Dave Grohl, right? So, have you done anything other than be a drummer? Like, do you play guitar? Do you sing? Is that your instrument of choice? And you also dabble with other instruments?
So it's pretty much just the drums. I studied more percussive type stuff when I was in high school and college. A little bit of time with piano, not a whole lot, but it's really just, it's pretty much just all drum set these days.
Full on,
singing,
you're a drummer.
Yeah,
That's it.
singing's not really my thing.
No.
I've never been one for singing personally.
So you're just a stand-up comedian dressed up and you're drumming, because I know most drummers they're just funny guys. They just like, I think that drummers should have the mic half of the time between the singer talking about why their song is sad and stuff. Like they need to have the drummer in the back, like kind of keeping the crowd laughing, because most of
The singer's
right?
crying and you're over here just like
Yeah, you're
cracking
just like-
smiles.
All right, so
Making
after
jokes.
this song, right? All right, pick yourself up over there, girly. So like, yeah, so that's something that I notice about drummers too. That's pretty fun, and I think that's why you guys are, some of my favorite people, because you guys have, that kind of wit and personality. Because you guys don't take yourselves too seriously, but there's also something there. So when it comes to performing live, I like to always ask, what has been your most disastrous gig and what has been your most fun gig? And
Okay.
if you have any stories to tell us of, how that happened.
Okay. There's always really funny stories of playing random bars, at like 2 a.m., 1 a.m. and
Especially
was-
there, I would imagine it's really...
Yeah, well, it's so the first band I played in that played kind of the bar scene, it was in like Western Kentucky when I was going to college, and some like bars just out in the middle of nowhere. And there was one bar where the stage setup was very weird. It was the hallway to the bathrooms were kind of behind the stage. And there was a wall, but there was this doorway that was right behind the drum set. So if you like think about a stage, behind it is the hallway to the bathrooms, but there was this just wide open doorway with no door that somebody could just walk in and walk up on stage like right next to the bathroom.
Oh.
And during a couple of the songs, like late at night, people are, obviously having lots of drinks, having a good time as you do. And I remember like playing a song, and all of a sudden I feel arms just wrapping around me. And some just really drunk woman is just starting to just like get up on me, and I'm like trying to push her off, trying to keep time.
Starts kissing her neck.
Where's your husband?
You smell like rum, lady. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That was wild. Those gigs are kind of long gone, which is great, which is good.
In Kentucky, can you imagine? In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, they were pretty interesting. But there have been some really fun gigs I've played, somewhat recently. There was one, I forget the name of the radio show, but there was a radio show based out of, I think, Oxford, Mississippi. And the show was in like this old kind of theater hall, and they featured, 3 or 4 artists. So we played maybe, 2 or 3 songs. But it was a full crowd. They were super into it. The sound guys were amazing. The instruments were really killer. It's a great mix. It was a fun group to play with. And that was just like a, all around really satisfying just show to kind of come up and jam and have it all go super well. And very, very different than playing at a bar and getting grabbed by some
getting
lady,
molested, like basically. Like, at least you didn't flick your nipples or something.
Yeah, go.
Here's a drumstick, lady. Go have fun with yourself.
Right, yeah.
Like what? What are you supposed to do?
Careful, this has been thoroughly used, so you might get splinters.
Jeez. Yeah, I've seen a few like funny videos like that where like, a guy's like, and the lady comes and he like,
starts pulling away like.
He starts like one that the guy literally just takes her face and like
grabs
goes
his
like
hand,
because she was trying to kiss him, and then he was like that. It's like no.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So you guys do get that even. It's not just a singer and but that what do you do? What are you gonna do? But so what has been the first experience that when you performed, right? How old were you, and was it in a school band? What was your first performance like? Because we have some funny stories about it, and it's always interesting to hear how the reaction was to the crowd and how you experienced your first gig.
Yeah. So funnily enough, my first time performing in front of a crowd is on YouTube. I was in the 6th grade playing in the talent show at my
Wait, I can put this
school.
up. I can put this up on screen or something.
It is on YouTube.
Hold on, let me go. Look
do you mind if we
I don't mind
the
here.
archives?
I will send the video to you.
Yes, this is such a treat.
Let's
Yes.
see.
Hold on, let me load this up.
Kento is so adorable. I can imagine in 6th grade how much more adorableness can happen.
Is it on your YouTube channel?
It is not. I'll have to just send the link over to you real quick in Discord.
All right, I'm gonna
It's the Lost Kento archives.
I'll put a static on the screen real quick until I get the link here.
All right, let's see.
Oh, this is a treat. Rainbow.
So
yeah, we could watch it. Okay, awesome.
Let me go find. Where'd you send it to?
The Discord?
Discord, your DM. I think is
my
where I
DM.
ended up sending to.
Put it in the YenYorkCity. Yeah.
Okay.
The chat thing there.
Let's see.
Okay, I gotta see this. This sounds
There it is.
like it's gonna be
So-
fun. Wait. Hold on. wait. I gotta load this in here. Yep.
Oh, so let's set it up. This is Kento.
Okay.
Yeah, let me.
6th grade.
I got commercials. Let me get
6th grade. This is my grade school talent show. And it's myself on drums, and then a buddy of mine on guitar, and a buddy on bass guitar. And we're basically just playing a little medley of songs, and it's like it's the funniest thing because we're just like 10 years old or whatever, and we play like just little snippets of songs here and there. But it was so funny because we were kind of rehearsing for it, and my stepdad, who taught me drums, is kind of like helping us rehearse for it and everything. And it's so funny just to have that, and still get to watch it.
You're so lucky that you have these actual memories, because a lot of us, we have memories, but we don't all have like so many of these videos.
Yeah.
Oh.
So one more thing to point out.
Okay.
So this will be funny for Luna. So
Okay.
I do the drum count off, the stick count off, the click count off, and I guess at that age I wasn't too into tune with tempo, and I click off a totally different tempo than what we play, but we all three come in just solid. Like it's like the count off wasn't for tempo; it was just like we're gonna come in now, but we're not gonna play that speed.
Nice.
Oh, the
It's
stars were
so
aligned
funny.
for you fellas because
It's so
it
silly.
worked. All right.
I'm getting it in here.
We're getting it ready. So thanks so much, King, for the follow. So we have Kentobeans 7 here from Nashville. And I'm always like thinking I don't want to say the wrong town or anything. Tennessee. And he's showing us right now his first ever talent show that he ever performed live, and it's in 6th grade, so he's like 10 years old. Is him and his friends, and he's on drums.
Okay, I think I have it set. So, let's see. I'm gonna.
Oh,
there
this is a treat. This is gonna be so fun. Yes, baby Kento, guys, we're giving it to you.
Oh
Wait. Oh no. Okay, we got it.
sorry. Wait, I gotta fix this. Okay, and begin.
Kento in 6th grade, guys.
Exactly. those old cameras from the like 2003 hopefully.
You'll probably recognize some of the melodies.
Nice. I kind of want to go back there and be like,
Look, there it is! Oh, Kento, look at how cute! 6th grade. Oh,
get it.
get it, Kento! Oh, your friend on guitar. Let's go.
Look at that drum set.
That's nice for high school, or was it junior high school? It was still junior high school, right?
Yeah, that was my first drum set. It was a pulse percussion set.
Oh, so you were able to bring your own.
Yeah.
Lucky. Oh, look at him. You haven't changed much. I mean, you still have a baby face. You're blessed. Oh.
Kento's feeling warmed up now. He's like, yeah. Get that feeling there. Feeling good.
You get a solo, Kento?
Tiny like a fill here and there, not much of a solo, but
You gotta love. Oh, wait. Look,
That looks like you when you were little.
You gotta love
Babe.
how we all started with like the
tom
toms,
angles. Yeah.
with the wrist breaking tom angles.
Even my drum set was like that. Why do we do that? Why are we like this with our first drum set?
We didn't know any better. You only get one shot, one opportunity. Do you take it?
I'm just waiting for your other friend, a fourth friend to come and start rapping. Oh,
3 doors down.
Yeah. It's like
kryptonite.
Yeah.
Trying to hear that snare drum pattern there.
A close-up shot.
Oh,
Wow, this is
Something fell in the background there.
Yeah. So the one of those balloons like popped right on the big like impact.
That's static.
Woo! That's an effect right there. Before it was an effect. It was like, that was amazing. Oh my god.
That's so
I
funny
couldn't
watching
stop
that.
smiling. I couldn't stop smiling the entire time. I'm still smiling. That's so cute.
Good job, Kento.
Wow, and you guys did a few, like a mashup of songs.
Yeah, I mean, for
Sixth
us
grade?
being that age, I feel like
Heck yeah.
being able to switch tempos like that is pretty cool.
Okay, so we've seen Kento playing as a youngston. Youngston? That's a word.
youngster?
A youngster.
A youngster.
That's it. That's
Now
A
That's
youngster,
the
y'all.
word, youngster.
we have to youngston. Yes,
The youngston man.
we're gonna stamp that word now. That's gonna be a thing. I was once a youngston. So now we're gonna watch him play as he is today. So Kento, what's your next song?
Let's see. Let's do a song called "Do You Want to Do Nothing with Me" by a band called Lawrence.
Lawrence.
Yes.
Let's do it.
All right.
Canto on YenYorkCity Live. Let's go.
We're all looking for someone, that perfect girl, who can take our hand and help us see the world. But I'm a little unusual, because you see, I seek a different type of thrill from my romantic fantasy. And I must say, I'm looking your way, 'cause you seem to like me, baby. You give me all the signs. There's just one activity on my mind. Do you wanna do nothing with me? 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 Do you wanna do something with me tonight? Oh, I'll put on my finest sweatpants and I'll order you pants. We be living our dreams as our love grows. What an intimate occasion, you and me and HBO tomorrow night. So wrong and so right. So say you want it, darling, 'cause you know I want it too. There's just one thing that I wanna do. Do you wanna do nothing with me? Do you wanna do nothing with me?
So this is when you say, "Damn, Kento, you nasty," but in a good way.
Nasty.
In a good way, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Got that fat backbeat going on there.
yes, got me feeling that one. Lawrence, wow, that's a bop.
Like some spicy
That's a fun
chicken.
song.
Extra,
we go.
extra spicy.
Yes, yes.
I hear something on your snare drum. What is that?
The old big fat snare drum.
That's it.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
it.
He
That's
knows.
it.
That's the fat I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just picked up 3 of those. I have,
Oh, nice.
I think I have that one. I have the one with the tambourines on them, and then the one that's like full without the cut in the middle.
Cool. Yeah, yeah. You'll have to tell me how you like the tambourine one, because I'm thinking about getting one of those tambourine ones.
It's great. Like, it's good for specific textures of certain things.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to add like just a little subtlety of the ching sound of the tambourine,
Yeah.
then I would recommend doing that for specific, parts of songs or
Yeah, cool.
specific songs itself.
I really
so
like it.
Yeah.
Is that and you have the ones I got you for your birthday, right?
those are the ones, yeah.
The one with the little. Yeah.
The snare skins.
Yeah, but not that one. It's the other one that I really like too. I like both of them, but it was the other one that has those little. Jeez, I don't know. Help me out here, guys. Which is the one I'm talking about? That it has those little bells.
Yeah, tambourines.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
tambourine one. That's
Yeah.
the one. I like the way that one sounds. I'm like, it's like skipping my mind because all I talk about is gear, but I've never played with anyone that used those like those. That's a skin you just put in
plop it on there.
Plop it on there.
Yeah.
I usually have like the drum tacks dampening, but then like with the those skins, when you put them on there, it doesn't really lay right because of the dampenings. So I have to like take those off and then.
Yeah.
But it sounds great for what they are.
Yeah, yeah, it's a cool thing to have. I love, like, because the first time I got it, I didn't try it out with like dropping the head super low just yet, and then once I kind of dropped the head tuning low and threw it on, it's like it has such a cool way to I guess get that fat sound in there, which I kind of didn't expect it, to be honest. I didn't expect this little thing would make it sound the way it does, but
It's a big difference.
it is a big difference.
Yeah, it's weird because you don't expect something. And I remember when we were picking them out, I was like, "Is this really gonna?" Yeah, and then he's like, "Let me show you a recording." And he did a
Yeah.
recording. I was like, "Oh yeah, I do hear it." So yeah, he can actually hear it. Also, as a
Yeah.
drummer, you hear those little things, right?
That's like the minor symbols. Like I really wanted to try moving into like the minor dark series,
Ooh, yeah.
and when I hear them from other people playing them through recordings and stuff, they sound amazing. But then when I hear them in person, they sound dull and dry, and it's like, do I really want to do this?
Are those the ones I wanted to get you for Christmas?
Yeah.
And you were like, I don't know.
Yeah, like then I'm second guessing it because I hear it in person. It's different than hearing it off of a recording because now you're hearing it in its full tonal value.
Yeah.
And obviously with recordings you can set the mixes and throw in like any EQing on them, and then they sound totally different. So. But they sound great nonetheless. It's just I don't think that's gonna be my tone where I'm going with.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you have one there,
that's
right?
always, yeah. That's always kind of an interesting thing. I remember like back when I was, buying new cymbals, and I hadn't tried a lot of certain cymbals in person yet, but I had watched a lot of videos. But once you go in person and try them out, they sometimes sound so much different, and it really kind of changes your perspective on kind of what you want to get gear wise.
And you have a splash of the dark series there, or is that?
So this is the it's the this is actually like brand new to me, and I've barely even used this thing, and I'm kind of like. I've never had a stack before, so I kind of don't really know how to incorporate it into my play style just yet, because it's like brand new.
Oh, it's a stack.
But this is the Classics custom. It's the dark trash stack.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Which,
I love stacks.
Yeah.
They're
I mean,
great.
yeah, they're such a cool effect, and I've never had one, so I'm excited to kind of work with it and see how I can, kind of get more
Incorporate it.
comfortable with it. Yeah,
It's just another percussive piece to hit.
exactly.
So Kento, I always ask all the drummers, what are your favorite drummers growing up, and what were your influences?
So I think my first favorite drummer was probably, well, I don't know if I would consider him my first favorite drummer, but AC/DC was the first band that I got into when I was first drumming. AC/DC and then Van Halen, and so I was more into Alex Van Halen. I loved a lot of Alex Van Halen stuff. Two of the first songs I ever learned on drums were Back in Black, AC/DC, and then Jamie's Crying by Van Halen.
We heard the AC/DC on your video there.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. And then, kind of, having my stepdad teach me a lot. Very quickly, Mike Portnoy became one of my favorite drummers, watching all the Dream Theater stuff, because I was a lot more into the kind of rock and the metal scene, back when I was younger. So I was watching a lot of Dream Theater and
That's my
some of the
dude.
more. Yeah.
We saw Dream Theater 3 weeks ago.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, they were in the Beacon Theater, and we went to see them. And then a week ago,
that's
we
awesome.
went to see Tame Impala. I took him to see Tame Impala.
Oh, cool.
And then the week before that, I took him to see Tool. So it was the
Nice.
first time. Danny Carey is one of my favorite drummers of all time.
Yeah.
So it's like, you haven't seen him live. I have to take you. And we went,
It
and
was an experience.
he
I
changed
bet.
like his whole view. I mean, I think he appreciates Danny Carey, but like after seeing him perform live, he was like, yeah, that was a spiritual experience.
Yeah, that's
So-
always awesome to have those kind of like concert experiences.
I mean, now that everything's opening up, I'm like, yeehaw,
We took
let's go.
Same.
You know?
Same. Yeah, I think I've
Right?
done to like 6 or 7 shows since, it's starting to, all get back and going. But
So you're more of a Mike Portnoy, and what about Mangini? Because Mangini, that was my
This
first.
is the controversy here.
I love them both. I love them both.
I mean, once Mangini took over, that was about the time I stopped kind of just listening to metal in
Here, here.
general and kind of moved into a different genre of music. Because I think the last thing I remember of really being a part of the whole Dream Theater thing was the drummer search, and they had all those drummers send in the audition tapes, and watching a lot of those guys audition for Dream Theater, and then after they picked one, I was like, well, I guess I like this kind of music better instead, or something.
Oh man! And that's when everything changed for Kento.
Well, I mean, it did change drastically, like their style. They got a lot more progressive and a lot more technical in their music. I mean, I guess, now it's more of a thinking process versus more of a feel. And that's why, like, I love them both, right? They both have their strong suits, and they both drive a different, aspect of the music. But I grew up, listening to Mike Portnoy in the very beginning, so it's like I can't not hear Dream Theater without Portnoy anymore, and it just doesn't feel the same. So like I still hear it, like their new album. They're trying to bring back some of the elements of their older music, but still, it's like it's great, but it's not what they used to be.
Yeah. So is I'm blanking on his name now. Mike, what's his
Mangini?
last name? Mangini.
Yeah.
So is he still the drummer
Yes.
these days?
Yeah, he's still playing.
Yeah. We went to see him, and I was just like, yes. I mean, Talamir said, he said Mike, for him, Portnoy had feel, right? And Mangini has accuracy, and just like, what was the word I used? What was the word?
Punctuation.
I don't know. What's another word for stamina? But like
Endurance.
Endurance. Like he could
Endurance,
just
okay.
go and go, and
Yeah.
he's like up there in age, So hey, you
Yeah.
know, I really looked at that like, wow. I mean, but Portnoy, what was that other word that you always use for him? Technically, he's like very technical, right? And his
I think he's
progressive-
more of a, like, I feel like he creates his parts more in a musical sense, in feel, and more in feel than an orchestrated approach. You know, I think that's just from my point of view of his play style. I mean, you know, I studied Mike Portnoy from the very beginning, so it's like that's the only way I can kind of perceive how he kind of writes his music, and it's all kind of more towards his feeling behind the music. He's not being overly technical, but he's making it kind of understanding when you're playing it, when he's playing the songs.
Yeah.
So
I think he
agree.
was the first drummer that I bought his like little drum instructional DVD of, you know, back when
Liquid
I was
Drum
in high
Theater?
school. No, it was the
or
it was
the one he's on
after
the
that one, I
on the
think.
black drum set, with his long
think
hair
so.
and
in the like
black
the Knicks
outfit.
jersey, I think.
Oh, the Knicks jersey.
I think so.
Isn't it the one that you
that
used to
sounds like
watch
it's from
over
the
and over again?
Octavarium one.
I think it's from what's the name of that record? The one that has like
Damo probably knows because he's a
Constant Motion
huge.
was on the record.
Constant Motion. So, yeah. So that's I think that a Constant Motion is that after?
I forget.
That's
It's been so
after.
long.
Damo,
Octavarium.
help us out here. Damo's a huge Dream Theater fan too, and Talamir.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys could talk for hours about them.
Systematic
because-
Chaos.
Systematic
that's it.
Chaos.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
Yes.
you go. See, I
That's the
knew
one.
one of our guys was gonna get it.
There was Liquid Drum Theater before that. Yeah.
Okay.
So I remember the very first video was his. It was during the times of Images and Words, and I think it was Awake. He did an instructional video breakdown of Erotomania and Voices, and he was like he was in like a black I guess it's like a onesie that he was wearing. It was like a one
Is
suit,
that why you're fascinated with wearing onesies?
and it's like a giant V-neck cut. And you can see his like his
Chest hair.
chest hair and his like thick curly black hair, and he was extra young, right? And he was on his black drum set, and all these like Sabian splashes was like extra shiny and stuff, and it was really nice. That was my first video, and then I got into the Liquid Drum Theater.
Okay.
When he did the Liquid Tension experiment, split. It was cassettes. It was VHS.
the
so it was two-
VHS
It was
times.
two tapes. One tape was the Liquid Tension experiment, and then the other tape was the Dream Theater side of it was the Scenes from a Memory that he was breaking down, which was pretty fun. That's how I learned all of Scenes from a Memory.
Oh yes. So which is your favorite Dream Theater album, Kento? That's the big question.
Leotard suit.
The one
That's it.
The 80s. That must have been the 80s.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
definitely
God.
the 80s.
He was so hungry though. Who
That's
cares?
awesome. That's so funny. I mean, the record that I listened to most was definitely Systematic Chaos. Because I think some of the earlier stuff, I just kind of had, a few songs here and there, like on my iPod or something, But Systematic Chaos was the first one I bought the CD on release day and just listened to that top to bottom, like all the time. Because I mean, I could probably still, let's see, there was Constant Motion was on that album, Forsaken was on that album. There was that like multi-part track, In the Presence of Enemies, I think was the name of that track.
Yeah. That's such
Oh,
a good,
wow.
that's such a good song.
Yeah.
There's two parts.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So do you play any of the Dream Theater favorites on stream?
I do not.
No.
I don't.
Oh man.
Yeah, no. I usually kind of steer away from the metal songs usually for me personally. I don't know. I
What do you got against metal?
have
He doesn't want to show
it.
off. That's why.
have nothing
He's like,
against
I can
it.
do it.
I feel like I just can't. I'm just not a metal drummer. Like I feel
You
not
got
in my
that
comfort
soul,
zone
that
with metal.
funky
you know?
soul.
I hear you.
Which
And
is
there's
good.
just so many. I mean, there's so many amazing metal drummers, and I love watching metal drummers just go ham, and it's so impressive to me. But yeah, I don't know. I'm more of a pocket kind of groove kind of guy, I guess.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
So-
if you look at his description, he says, "Throw me any music Except for metal.
Except for metal. No shade, none taken. But don't give me no metal, okay? Yeah, I mean, we've had like from one side of the spectrum to the other side. You know, we've had like everything in between. So it's fun. It's fun to see like who's favorites, what's the do's and don'ts to the stream. Because some people just like, yeah, just don't give me any, what was it, the anime, K-pop.
Okay.
Like some are like no, and those are a lot of them are the metal drummers. They're like, I don't want that. Don't give me that. You know. So and then you might be okay with it. Like, yeah, sure, throw me some K-pop.
Yeah, no, there's a few people that do request K-pop like pretty frequently.
See, so you guys got to go to Kento if you want that.
Yeah.
Throw him some K-pop.
You know.
Or
So-
J-pop, whatever pop you want. Just throw it.
Yeah.
So those are two drummers so far, because we got into the whole Dream Theater, and you know how it gets in here when that gets brought up.
Gets intense.
Yeah.
Gets heated.
It does. It
It's
does.
a lot of friction.
So it has to be at least 3 or 5 drummers.
So let's see. I feel like recently for me, my newest. There's one person in the chat right now. Yep. Well, King Shamasha is a big K-pop guy. No, so I think my current favorite drummer is probably Nate Smith, and I just saw him live about a month ago or so. And he is more of a funk kind of jazz fusing, drummer. And he's like really like his setup is usually very minimal, 4-piece, couple of cymbals, but his technique and his feel and his groove is just it's almost mind-blowing to watch sometimes the way he plays.
Yeah, it's what you feel when you hear a drummer play.
It's like when I first heard Benny Greb.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
Benny Greb.
Benny's amazing. Yeah, for sure.
I was like, I don't want to do metal anymore.
Yeah.
Come on,
I get
Benny.
it.
Teach
I
me
would
the
love to
ways
see
of
him
groove.
live. I would love to see him live too.
Yeah, me too. His drum setup is always fascinates me. How he is just almost like his tom is level, or sometimes it's like kind of almost facing away from him. The way he has his kit set up, and so low. And
Does he play traditional grip or?
I think sometimes he does. I think he's matched usually. Yeah, but yes, he'll throw on the old traditional if if it calls for it, I guess.
I've noticed there was this drummer I've seen floating around, and his entire drum set is literally facing away from him.
Wow,
And-
really?
And
Oh yeah.
and it's just a work of art, but like
Yeah.
it's just all facing away from him. And he plays like I think he plays traditional with the match on the on his right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta see who that is. So
Yeah,
you don't
I think
remember
I've
his
seen.
name?
I think I've seen who that is. I can't think of what his name is though.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh man,
But he has a nice kit. It is a really nice setup that he has going on there.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
sounds really something to see. Like anybody that it's kind of like Mangini. He does the whole with everything on top, right?
He has to reach for it.
You gotta, yeah, there's the
Yeah.
strategy there.
Yeah. Or it's like, I mean, Jonathan Moffat, who is the drummer for MJ, has the cymbals like behind him, and he
Oh,
does the
yeah,
reach back and
Sugarfoot.
Sugarfoot, yeah.
chokes him. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's a
great.
monster player too.
He is.
I've seen
He's
him
nuts.
post a lot of stuff on TikTok, and he's like watching other drummers play Michael Jackson, and he's kind of like just grooving with it as like listening as a duet,
Oh,
and
cool.
and like those drummers are getting recognition just by
Oh,
seeing
that's amazing.
Sugarfoot
That's
listen to them play, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
That's like Mike Portnoy watching you guys stream.
And then he does like duet drums, like he does drums solo, and then he has like other musicians kind of duet with him on there, which is pretty cool.
That's cool.
really cool. So is there any like drummers that you would love to collaborate with? Because I know like drummers, how are you? I love seeing two drummers together, and a lot of bands are starting to incorporate that, whether they have a hybrid kit or there's a percussion element, and then there's a regular, like a kit, acoustic drummer. So what are the drummers that you feel that you're like, oh, if I could work with any drummer in the industry?
another one of my favorite drummers who I think would be a blast to just kind of go back and forth with is Petar Janich, and that's Corey Wong's drummer.
Oh.
But Petar, he's got an incredible feel and pocket as well. Like I was at the Corey Wong show here in Nashville about a month ago or so, and I couldn't keep my eyes off of his playing. He like has such feel, and he's like he gets into it. So like sometimes he's like standing up, he like grooves so hard that he's almost bouncing off of his throne. But then with the whole collab thing, it was at the end of last year. Went out to LA and collabed with Marknificent, and
he just
we did the
followed
whole
us.
like kind of. Oh, cool! He's
Or-
awesome. He's great.
Yeah, I've seen him around. Yeah, it's pretty good.
But that was a super fun time because we did the facing kit setup and shared a kick drum, and we're kind of just grooving back and forth. That was a lot of fun. I had never really done that, two drum set player kind of groove together like on the same song before, but it's so much more fun than I expected it to be.
Oh yeah. I agree. I think that there's something so fun about it, going back and forth like a wave.
Trading fours is what they call it.
Yeah.
Yes, right? It's like going back
And
and,
then,
forth.
Or drum
Yeah.
sheds.
So that's 3 or 4. Was that 4? Because it's always 5. So
5.
So,
Okay, so let's see. Petar. So Larnell Lewis is on my
Larnell,
list right now.
he's
for
a
sure.
monster, too.
Larnell's crazy.
Mhm.
I think the first time I saw him play was when he did the Snarky Puppy record. That's a long time ago now, like getting close to 10 years ago, maybe. And he's an incredible drummer to watch. What's most impressive about him is how quickly, he can pick up on things or adapt or learn music. Because the story about when he did that Snarky Puppy record was, I think he was a fill-in, and kind of looked over the charts on the flight to the session and then just like killed it.
oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, he I like seeing his posts through Drumeo, just explaining a lot of his technique and how he comes and approaches the kit with certain things. And I don't know if you've seen any of his videos coming out from Drumeo, but it's some good informative things to really like take note of.
Yeah, he's somebody I would love to take a lesson from. He seems like an amazing just one-on-one teacher.
Speaking of teachers, do you teach or give classes online, Kento, or in person?
I don't, but I do want to. That's something I've been thinking about more and more as of late. I might try to start doing some online lessons. I have a little bit of a teaching background, but that's in drumline. I taught high school drumline for a few years when I was in college. But I haven't done a whole lot of drum set teaching yet.
Yeah, I do feel like a lot of drummers that have been on the podcast that been in marching band or in church bands, there's something about them that's just a little extra, like there's a little more shine there, or maybe it's just a technique that they hone when they're playing for God or like school. Like I don't know, it's just the marching band guys. I've noticed that.
Yeah.
It's something, right? So do you feel that way when you meet people that you're like, oh, I was in marching band? He's like, I could tell. Like,
Yeah, I think so, because with marching band, you just spend so much time fine tuning and really locking
Right.
into the metronome or something, and it's really about just having your technique as perfect as you can make it, and it kind of really gets you super solid as far as timing and your consistent sound, and you can really translate that stuff to drum set pretty well, as far as timing. And for me, I played quad, so it was kind of easy to be able to move around the kit because I was so used to already moving around the kit. But yeah, it's always funny going through Twitch and watching all the different drum set players, and it's funny when you can pick out the ones that were in marching band.
J4 Mod,
Yeah, J4 is 100%. Yeah,
Dark Man.
Yeah,
Those are two.
Darkman for sure. Those
And
are
he's
the
coming
two.
back, guys,
Yeah.
Wednesday for his birthday.
That's right. I saw
so
that. Yeah, that's right.
Shout out to Chris. We love Chris. Yeah, I think so too. And
Yeah.
that's something that drummers pick up on, I guess, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, all those fills that you see J4 Mod do, it's like, yeah, he was a drumline guy for sure.
And it's funny, like he doesn't know anything about linear drumming. Like he says, like I've never heard that before until recently, and because like most gospel players play that kind of linear flow,
Yeah.
and then he said, yeah, like I've never heard like that of that term before. Like I just kind of played,
Yeah.
and that's what just came out of me, you know.
Wild.
So I was like, man, that's some natural talent right there. Then like, that's just, you have no idea what you're doing, but you're doing amazing stuff. So. But yeah, he's a monster drummer.
He
So-
is, yeah.
You went to TwitchCon, right? The last time, and you
Yeah.
met a lot of drummers. 2019 was it, right?
That's correct, yeah.
So tell us about that experience. All those drummers in one place, like that
Yeah,
must have
that
been
was-
wild.
That was super fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really excited because I know you guys were talking about TwitchCon coming up this year. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
that was one of my favorite things from 19 was us getting together, going out for pizza, and kind of meeting and chatting with some of the Twitch drummers for the first time. It's gonna be cool this year to see how much bigger that table is of all of us hanging out.
Yes.
But that was awesome. Like got to meet and see Dom and SP and Sunfire and Dan and Greggles and countless others. It was so much fun. Mitch was there.
Oh, Mitch was there. He came from
Yeah.
Australia.
He did. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I really like him too.
Yeah, he's great.
We had Damo from Australia, and Matt Burrows is from Australia. Tufi is from Tasmania, Australia.
That's right. Yeah.
And man, to come all the way from Australia to the States, that's big.
That's a trip and a
That's
half.
a trip.
That is a big trip. Yeah.
But yeah, he seemed like the sweetest guy too. Really awesome setup. Amazing drummer.
Dude, we were there. We were still fairly new into the whole Twitch community thing, and
He was playing video games,
I was,
okay,
I
guys?
was more of a gamer than a musician at the time.
And I told him,
Yeah.
no, honey, you are a drummer. You need to put the games away and start drumming, okay? And then
That's so funny.
he started doing it. It was so much fun. And then I was like, look, I'm meeting all these musicians, and you're the real musician in the relationship. and I took him to like a meetup, and it was like just random, like everyone in the music community. And he was like, I feel awkward because I don't know anybody.
I don't know anyone.
He only knew
She's like,
gamers at
she's
the
like,
time.
go talk to someone. I'm like, I'm not just gonna go up to someone randomly. Like, hey, my name is EJ, and I play drums on Twitch. Like, no one's gonna give a crap about me. What am I gonna talk about?
I'm like the social butterfly. I'm like, go make friends. And he's like, I'm not like that.
Yeah, right.
And hello, I have a podcast. This is why, right?
That's so funny because I mean that was me in 2018 because I did go in 2018 but I hadn't done any kind of drumming streams yet, so I knew no one, but I went and watched a couple of the stages for a bit and just kind of watched a little bit and then kind of went back to the gaming area.
Yeah.
That's amazing because a lot of drummers started that way. Like, oh, I just started drumming, or bass players like Baroli. He said he started playing what was it? He started playing video games. He's like, oh yeah, I'm a bass player, by the way. And then like, oh, you would want to see me play bass? And he's like, and then he started it, and look at him, he's doing amazing.
Yeah,
So-
he's killing it. Yeah.
In Brazil, yeah, we love that
Yeah.
guy. Baroli's
Yeah, he's
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah, so it's crazy to see a lot of people dip their toes, just like casually playing a video game, and then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a musician, and then you start seeing the music category come out of nowhere a few years back.
Yeah.
And that's when it exploded. And then when we all was quarantined, then it was, what are we gonna do now? Stream music, and I was like, let's have fun and start talking to our friends about music, and do more podcasts. And I think that's where it really became something really fun, because everyone was kind of starving to start getting and playing music, but there was no place to play. So people started getting into the streaming game. So when did you start going on Twitch and streaming drums? Do you remember your anniversary?
I do. My first stream was on October 30th, 2018. So it was like the week after I got back from TwitchCon. I was like, all right, let's do some drum streams.
I'm
Here we
really
go.
going for it this time, honey. I'm not messing around. Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's been I guess 3.5 years now, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, it goes by really fast.
An amazing
It
3.5
does.
years.
It does.
So yeah, this year, are you planning to go to TwitchCon too?
Definitely. I will be there 100%. So we'll have
So-
to meet up and
We'll definitely get together.
Yes.
yes,
Yen
yes,
and I
for
are
sure.
planning to get like a lot of the podcast alum to meet up, and we could take a large group photo with everyone that was
Oh,
on the
yes.
podcast with us.
Oh.
And
That'd
That's
be
my
awesome.
dream, guys. You
That'd
guys
be
gotta
awesome.
make it happen. We gotta get all together. You know where I want to do it, Kento? I don't know if
Where?
it's possible. You know the stairs on the side of the building, and it's like really high, and it's like imagine all of us just like getting on the stairs and like having a big group, like
and a big sign that says YYC.
like no, it has to say YenYorkCity and all my rock stars, and it's like a class picture. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's like steps. You know.
They were on the
Yeah,
bleachers.
totally.
Like the bleachers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love that. That's a good
I'm-
idea.
Yeah, I have like a vision. So I don't know if it's going to happen. If it does, I'm not going to expect too much, because not everyone's going to go. But there's a good amount of drummers that are going to go. So
Yeah,
that's going to be
yeah.
fun.
Most likely we'll probably do it on day 2, since that's probably like like everyone's already warmed up into meeting everyone, and then
Yeah.
we could plan it like
Cool.
midday day 2 or something like that, and have everyone come out.
Perfect.
Yeah, we want to have a
Perfect.
party somewhere, but we're not sure yet where.
We're gonna take over. We're gonna take over a restaurant bar place. They have, they have no idea we're coming. There's gonna be a good 200 of us just rolling in.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I
going to be a
love it.
good time.
I can't wait.
I
cannot
wonder
wait.
what band's going to play for the concert, though.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about recently. Yeah, because last time it was Blink, right? Blink
Yeah.
and
And Logic.
Logic
Logic?
and Lil Nas X, right? I think.
Well, Lil Nas couldn't make it, so Logic took
That's
over.
right. That's right. That's
Yeah.
what it was. That's right. That's right.
And then Dragon Force played indoors.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious to see who they'll pick. I don't know.
Who would you want to see?
Dream Theater.
Dream Theater. So I think, honestly, like if we're gonna go with somewhat realistic as far as like I guess compared to the kind of artists they've had previously, I would love it if they got Silk Sonic. That's who I would like lose it for. I would go nuts if they
Oh.
got Silk Sonic.
Yeah. I wonder how's the process to select a band for TwitchCon? Like what is
that's a good
it?
question.
Right? Because Blink that's a pretty big band.
Yeah, they're big, and
Yeah.
that was before the pandemic. Before Twitch got a lot more involved in the music scene because they obviously have a lot more connections in the music world now. So I mean, you would think they would have a bigger selection of artists to try and get. I would assume.
Yeah. Oh, Talamir also had a question. He wanted to know how you mic up your kit, with what mics and what do you use. Like, let's
Okay.
let's talk about the cameras and stuff, because you have like your setup is really nice and clean.
So microphones, it's kind of a mixed bag. I still have the microphone set, like the cheap microphone set, the first one I got when I was in college. So those mics are still on my toms and the overheads. It's like an old CAD drum set mic pack that was super cheap, but they still sound pretty fine. They do the job pretty well. The usual SM57 on the snare drum. I have a D112 on the resonant side of the kick, and I just recently started messing with putting a dynamic mic on the front of the kick to get some more of the beater attack in there, which has been kind of fun to mess with. I've got a Focusrite. I forget the name of the model. It's the 8-channel mic pre. Claret is the model of that. And then camera. I've got a Sony A6000 over there that I really enjoy. This is a Logitech Brio, and then I have a C920 for the top-down angle.
Oh, so yeah, this is your side angle.
Yeah, this is the old side chat angle.
Which is your favorite side? Is it the overhead or is it the just front forward one?
It's probably the A6000. That's the one that I have on the like slider that kind of moves back and
Oh,
forth.
you got one of those too?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so
No, you're getting
I love
fancy
that.
over
all
here.
right, Kento, let's go.
You went to the sliding crew.
You just slide it on in with the okay.
Yeah,
So-
Gotta get me
that
one of
one's
those.
fun.
Yeah, those are really cool.
They're super fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like. I'm a fan usually of the overhead. I think. I don't know. The foot cam, it's alright. It
Yeah.
depends. If you're like a metal drummer and you do the blast beats, then I
Yeah.
get it. You know, like yeah, okay, I
Yeah.
see you. Like you know, but I don't see it for everyone, and it's fine. Not everyone needs it, right? Or
Right.
if you
yeah.
need socks to show off your socks,
Exactly.
if you have a
Yeah.
shot,
Just like
two feet.
socks. I was gonna say that.
if that's your thing, then hey, you know.
Yeah, it's funny because I've never like had a foot cam at all, like in any of my videos or streams, and people are like, "Why don't you have a foot cam?" I'm
Yeah.
like, because it just takes away from the aesthetic of the drums when I'm playing. Like, well, you don't want to see my feet. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you really don't. You don't want to see his feet.
My gremlin-looking feet.
Wait, it's DW. It's Drum Whisperer that he goes barefoot. So if you
Oh,
have
he
a foot
does.
fetish guy, no, I'm just kidding.
Nah.
That's your man. So I don't know. I don't know how people even we were talking about that, like barefoot. I think comfortable shoes, right? Everyone's different.
Yeah,
though.
socks.
I'm a shoe drummer. I can't do socks. Bare feet I kind of can, but I pretty much just have to wear shoes.
Mm.
What are your shoes of choice then? Like sneakers?
Usually, like some sneakers, some tennis shoes for me usually. But if I'm gigging, I'll still kind of wear I guess shoes that would go with that gig. I might wear a different kind of shoes, but mainly for stream it's always these Nike tennis shoes.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter, I guess, for the foot cam. You don't have one anyways.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you have the slider and everything. Okay, so we gotta know what's your schedule. When are you gonna start streaming again regularly?
So I know my schedule will be Tuesdays and Thursdays. It'll be the same time, so like a kind of a 5 to 9 p.m. Central. I'm gonna try to go live if I can, either tomorrow or Thursday. I have some other kinks to work out. One of the reasons that I stopped streaming was I was having like really bad internet issues, and found out that it's not necessarily our fault, it's the ISP. So I might have to see what the latest is with that issue, and hopefully everything is solid again. But Tuesdays and Thursdays is the schedule coming up.
TT,
Yeah.
remember, Thursdays and Tuesdays. Okay. And yeah, so is it just because you have curfew, right?
Curfew, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Gotta
those.
stop at 9, or the neighbor's gonna have a fit.
Yeah. Oh, I was wanting to ask, like, did we find you first, or did you find one of us first, or how did you
Was
how
it
did
a
you get to
raid?
know us?
I know he
I don't
raided
remember.
you.
That's a good question.
Well, I remember him in a suit. I do remember the suit. So I did,
Yeah.
and I think it's because I just really was into the whole. I was finding drummers, and then drummers raid other drummers.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a train, like, and you just find other, and then referrals, like, oh, you want to find another. I remember Darkman referred me to a lot of drummers when he started, and it was just from there. But Kento, I'm pretty sure it was organically I found him, and I think it was from a raid.
Yeah, I think I feel like that's because I think I remember. I'm pretty sure I remember you coming in with a raid, because you're always so good about just hyping up the chat all the time. You can always tell whenever Yen's popping in, like the chat's just it's lit up, which is awesome.
Yeah, I love it. I love hyping up everyone in chat. I'm
it's
just like
great.
a friendly person, so I'm always, and people always like say hi to me, or when the best is when people know you and then they're like Jens, and then you're like hey. And I try to remember everyone, so I really don't want to make anyone feel bad. So I'm like, even though if like I don't remember, I'm like, you gotta come next time and say remember. And I was like, yes, I remember you. So it's always fun. And I'm like, oh, where did I meet you? Oh, in Kanto stream or a raid or in Darth. Darth also raids a
Yeah.
lot, and I've met a lot
Yeah.
of amazing people through Darth.
Yeah, we try to make it an effort to even like watch everyone that we can, during our like busy schedules and stuff like that. We try to make some time to put in like at least like 5-10 minutes if we have time, a half hour, just to hang out and see what's up and see how you guys doing and just enjoy some music for a bit, or just throw you in the background and lurk and just vibe. But there's just so many of you.
There are so many.
Yeah, sometimes I mean it's good to have 3 screens because we'll just like put like 3 different friends up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 4 now. We got a big screen here. We got 3
There you
here.
go.
We got a laptop. Put our phones.
So I have an advantage, But yeah, it's always fun. It's always fun, and I do lurk a lot. And also it's fun when somebody's trying to partner push, and so you want to just get in there. But I don't know if it's true or not. I hope not. They're saying that now if you lurk and you don't chat within 15 minutes, it's not a counted view. Is that would be some messed up stuff?
I think they cleared that.
No,
Yeah,
right?
I
That's
think
a
they cleared
rumor?
that.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah.
Because, man, I'm like a lot of the times I do lurk, because sometimes I don't want to take away either. I feel like I don't want to take away from... I feel like a lot of people feel almost obligated to shout you out, and I know it's like the goodness of their heart.
Yeah.
I don't want to be pressured. I don't want to be pressured to like for it to take away or for them to feel pressured. Like,
and that's the thing too. Like I would like hop into a chat and then like I would say hi and then people would like shout me out and then I'm like I really don't want. I didn't ask. I don't want because I'm not gonna be here that long. Just like, I just want to come and get shout out and leave. It's like I don't want to make it seem that way, but it's,
It's a tricky thing, right? To feel like, and I feel partners feel even worse. My partnered friends that have a partner badge, they always feel like I gotta lurk because then it's like all the attention, and I'm like, no, because I love when you come in and you chat too.
Yeah, that's always so funny because anytime I ever have partners in my chat, I never think about that for a split second, but it seems like they all like everyone always has that thought if they feel like they're coming in and showing off that partner badge or something, and it's like not even thinking about that at all. Yeah,
because everyone's been through that, and it's just and me, I love when I see them, and I guess because I get overly excited. And Tunic, oh my God, I haven't seen you in forever, honey. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, so I get like that too, and yeah, but it's definitely everybody feels different, but I don't want anybody to feel pressured or stressed or anything.
band partners on site. Got it.
No. Tunic, that's it. We're taking your badge away now. I'm just kidding.
Tunic, Talamir's like the badge can be turned off. No. I think you can turn those off.
You can. I'm pretty sure you can.
You should be proud because you worked hard.
You worked hard for it.
You worked hard for
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
And I've seen before and after people have gotten their badges, and it's like
turning off your first slot. Like you got your first sub. You were there to support from the very beginning. Why would you turn that off?
Exactly.
I know. I love having like the first sub badge. Yes, I love seeing that too. So what else? Is there any questions in chat? Also, let us know for Kento. And if you're new here and you're just lurking, I'm not gonna shout you out. No, I'm just kidding. If you're lurking, don't feel pressured.
Shout-outs are banned.
Yeah, we have Kento. Okay, Kento, he's an amazing drummer, and we actually are having a really good time. We saw his first ever performance when he was in 6th grade, and I love that. So if you missed that, make sure to watch the replay because that was amazing. I can't believe you guys are so talented for your age. You were doing so many songs.
I gotta admit, dude, like from the first time I saw you, you did come a long way, and you sound good, and your aesthetic's looking great, and your playing has gotten solid, and
Thank you very much.
I'm happy, where your growth has been. So it's awesome to see that.
That's very nice of you to say, man. Thank you.
Where do you see yourself going, or where do you want to go on Twitch? Do you want to go all the way and go for partner eventually?
That was something I did kind of have as kind of a goal in like kind of the back of my mind, but honestly nowadays I just want to keep doing it and enjoying it and having fun and discovering new music. Like that's, I think one of my favorite things about Twitch, besides the connection and meeting and having some awesome folks hang out, I think the best thing has been discovering music for me. some of
Same.
my like current favorite artists I've just discovered from Twitch, from different requests that come through. So I think, I mean, honestly, I'm pretty satisfied with how things are. I might, incorporate some more fun ideas to the stream. I've really enjoyed, learning about, new video equipment and the streaming side of things. So
And you're
Kinda
getting
just,
back into it too. You're getting back
exactly,
into
yeah.
it.
I might even try to maybe change things up in the lighting, maybe, or something. I don't know. We'll see if
Get
I
the
can
lighting game on.
switch
Yes.
switch
Yeah,
some
let me
stuff
know.
up. We'll
I
see.
can help you out with some suggestions and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could. Yeah, I might have to slide into your DMs after this.
Definitely, yeah. He's really great with that. If you need any, he's well. Which was the company that showed you at the end of last year? It was,
Oh, so I got affiliated with Lumia Stream, and Lumia Stream is an app that you can download that takes control over your OBS scenes, your lights, so any smart lights that you have, any effects and overlays that you have situated in your sources or your scenes. You can add MIDI inputs. You can add DMX lighting inputs. There's a lot
Cool.
of different things you can do with Lumia Stream, and I've been using their app for a while, and they featured me on their video twice, actually. Like
That's awesome.
on one video, because I changed branding, and the first branding was EJ Luna Official, and that's when I had like the garage lights and like the drums and everything on the acoustic kit, and it was flashing.
right.
That was the
That's
first
right,
video
yeah.
that they got, and the second video was when we were in here and I was setting up the studio in here, and I did a pan shot of the room with the lights and everything going off, and they featured that as my new brand. So like I got 2 spotlights on there, and I don't think anyone even noticed.
I'm like, it's because your hair was short, you had no beard, and then this Luna Satori, you had a beard and long hair.
That's awesome.
So yeah, if you guys want to use Lumia Stream, use my code was it Luna Satori? I think that's the code. It should be the code. If not, message me and I'll let you know what the code is. You get a discount.
Yeah, so you already know. Kento, you have a YouTube channel too, right?
I do. I haven't posted there in a while, but I need to get back on that.
So I saw you have Soundgarden on there. That's one of my favorite bands. And you have,
Yes.
yeah, because I saw like the first name, it said Soundgarden. I was like, oh my God, I love them even more. So what were your favorite bands growing up as a teen? What were your top bands that you would say you were like, you still love when somebody requests an old song that you loved growing up?
Well, for one, definitely Black Hole Sun from Soundgarden. I will always love that song. I think the Foo Fighters is a big one for me. They're the first band I saw live, and they're
that's
also
a
the
good
first. Oh, it was amazing. It was awesome.
Wow. An impression to have.
Yeah, and they're that I forget the name of the record now. The record that has My Hero on it. That was like the first CD I listened to in my like little portable CD player in the car, like just nonstop. Was that record just top to bottom?
The non-skip. Remember when the
Yeah,
non-skip
yeah.
came out?
The skip protection or whatever.
Yes.
And you would test it by turning it upside down. And
I remember because I had to take the train, and the New York City train. So that's how you know that's a test, the ultimate test growing up.
That's awesome. Let's see who else. Oh, I think my number one favorite band in high school was probably Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, that's a
They
good
were
one.
probably number one for me in high school. Saw them live like 3 or 4 times back then.
it's funny, you listen to a lot of metal music. You don't even play metal.
I know, yeah. Well, it's so funny because like I had this about a year or 2 in college where I just all of a sudden just kind of started dipping my toes into rock and pulling those toes out of metal. And now it's just like, yeah, it's just pretty much I listen to funk, jazz, blues, R&B, a few pop things here and there, still some classic rock, but yeah, the metal scene is kind of just
I know
I
what
don't
you
know,
mean. I know what you mean because there's a lot of bands that I grew up listening to that I'm like, I used to listen to a lot of grunge where now I don't like ever listen to it, but I love it, but it's not like my go-to anymore because it's like I think we've overheard it so much that it's like you want to discover new music, right? So that's why I love lurking and listening to people's requests. And I don't like requesting songs. That's why when like I sub or something, they're like, oh, what's your request? You know, because you subbed. I'm like, you show me a song that's new to you that you love playing now, and maybe I'll discover a new band I love. And so I hardly ever, because I want to know new stuff. I don't want to hear the same stuff. That's why I come to the stream, so I can learn about new bands that I never heard of, or genres or music that I love that become my new faves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, Foo Fighters. Well, okay, so I don't know if we even covered about your first concert, and you said it was the Foo Fighters, so that's pretty big. What was the last concert you went to that was big?
Let's see. The last arena show that I went to would have been Chris Stapleton, which is like, blues country. But it was incredible. It was a great show. He's got an awesome band. Him and his wife have amazing harmonies together, great songs. That was at the end of last year. The most recent show I went to was just a couple of weeks ago. I saw The Midnight here in Nashville, and they were pretty fun live. It was cool to hear those songs in person.
Any new music that you feel like you just discovered in the pandemic, era, the mask era, that you discovered probably from, not even looking for them, but from a stream or a request?
Yeah, one of my newer favorite artists, she's an R&B artist out of the UK. Her name is Olivia Dean, and she's just smooth R&B, but she's got an incredible voice, and I love just like chilling out and listening to her. Her stuff is great.
Oh yeah, I love R&B too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So I definitely got to check her out.
You should, yeah, for sure.
So I'm looking at chat and seeing if there's any.
Talamir asked a question, and he said, what are some, good pickup lines drummers use to...
Drummer pickup lines?
Is that what it said?
What?
I don't know if I know any.
Got any drummer pickup lines?
You probably do, Talamir. Knowing you. Knowing Talamir. Talamir gets all the ladies, so...
I got a drum set in my home.
You know I like to bang. I mean, I'm a drummer, so you know what that means.
Do you want to bang on my drums?
I like to. Nah.
I can't sound like him.
It can get very raunchy really fast when we're talking about drummers. Okay, so come on, you already know.
He has that really deep, subtle, nice voice, and I'm like, hello.
Yeah.
Talamir is from Norway, and he has the sexiest voice. Okay, so I'm sure you could say anything. It doesn't have to be a drummer's pickup line, and everybody's like, ah.
You can literally say, "My name is Talamir," and then
and you're
that's
like,
it.
oh, you failed. That Norwegian charm. Yeah, he was on the podcast too, and you still owe me a takeover travel, Talamir, of Norway.
You're thicker than my bass drum, and I like that hi-hat.
I'd like to hit that. Nice.
I need a sound effect for that. That's amazing. Yeah, Talamir's a lot of fun. We play Valheim together. Oh, and I gotta ask you,
nice.
What are your favorite video games? Speaking of, you started playing video games on maybe we could play sometime if you're into.
We got into VR too.
VR.
Oh, I love VR. I can't wait for the new PlayStation VR 2 headset that's supposed to come out hopefully this year. Very, very stoked. So let's see, favorite games. The game that I'm playing right now is Horizon Forbidden West on PS5, which I'm really enjoying. As far as all time, it might be The Last of Us. Might be my favorite game of all time.
Yeah, I played the first rendition of that, and the story plot is so good on that.
Oh, it's fantastic. The games that kind of got me started, though, Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time, back when I was a kid on 64. Those were the two that just could not put those down.
Do you have only flams?
There it is. Only
there you
flames.
go, Badoo. Man, if one of you drummers ever had an OnlyFans, for real,
There we go.
Imagine. Like I'm just now my head went somewhere else. Like
Oh,
no,
man.
let me not. Let me not think
I
about
mean,
it.
yeah.
So
See
yeah,
what you
games, yes.
Games.
So Last of Us, and then you said you were going into Horizons, was it?
Yes, Horizon Forbidden West. It's a
Horizon.
sequel from a PlayStation game that was Horizon Zero Dawn that was from 2017.
Mm.
You're like this bow and arrow wielding, like
Oh, bow and arrow.
so it's like set in the future, but society has like kind of crumbled. So it's like a mixture of, it's like kind of like caveman type society, but the technology is still there. So you have these like machines that you have to fight, these like almost like robot dinosaur looking things. The
Robot
gameplay's super fun.
dinosaurs?
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
It's super fun. It's super fun. It's a really cool world. Like the music is really fantastic. The sound design is very cool.
Oh, yeah, look into that one. But you play a lot of single player games. Do you do any like multiplayer stuff?
I used to play a lot of multiplayer, but yeah, I've been more gravitating towards the single player stuff as
The
of late. I
story.
think I've really all the story based stuff. Yeah, I did used to play a lot of Call of Duty a few years ago. I played for a couple of years Final Fantasy 14 a lot, like hours a day on that game. I got lost in that game.
So which
but,
was the one that you played when you started streaming? Which game?
I streamed Portal a few times
Portal.
starting off, which is like a puzzle, like a puzzle game. I didn't do a whole lot of gaming streaming though, really.
Really enjoyed Ken's Portal playthrough too.
Oh, somebody remembers.
Thank you, Dana.
Do it and shut up. Portal is fun.
See, people enjoy. So, do you have a day where you probably play with your, chat and you do something like on Discord or, everyone in the fam?
We did for a while. When that game Fall Guys was out, we did a few streams and we all played some Fall Guys together, which was a lot of fun.
And Among Us, did you ever do that?
Played some Among Us, yeah. We actually did a little drummer Among Us collab. I just remembered, and I think Tolly was there. I think Tolly, Andy,
Max said drums.
Max, yep.
Wait, we
Max was,
played
like,
with
the
Kento.
best.
Did we?
We did. It was
you,
us.
Oh, you
Maybe
were
we
part.
did.
Yeah,
Yes, we
yeah.
all played. It
Hold
was.
on.
Yes.
Let me go back. Let me find.
It
Let me
was
see if I can.
Kento.
I gotta load up my files here.
Kento, did you kill me in Among Us? No, I'm kidding. I remember now. Yes, it was. That's when I met Tommy. I was like, "Ooh, what was that voice?" And then he was like, "Hey, you stay away from my woman." He said. That was our first meeting. Talamir. And then Kento
That's
was
so
there, and Max.
Who else?
Trying to see if I have my Among Us.
Andy,
And Dom Palambi.
Dom,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know how I ended up there. I guess because I'm just fun, and I just have a lot of drummer friends.
Which one's this one? This is Max, Cameron. Oh, this is the this is like afterwards.
This was yours.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it was with Kento, now that I'm remembering, because he said Talamir was in there too, and I remember.
Yeah, so I think that was that the one that Max put together?
Max, I think.
I think so.
Okay.
I think Max might have done multiple.
And Sunfire was
feel
doing
like-
them too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it must have been one of those.
Among Us was hilarious.
It
yeah.
was.
Yeah, those were
was.
pretty,
One where
pretty
Max
fun.
made a short video about him trying to make Luna push the button. Yeah, push the button, push the button, push the button, just push the button. He's like bouncing back and forward, and he's like the only one. I'm running around. Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, nobody wanted to play with me because I always used to like guess who was the killer, and I always had it right. And they were like, "What the hell, Jens? What the hell?" I'm like, it's my third eye. It's open.
It's like, he cheating.
Like I knew. It was weird. I would guess it, and then And then Max was like, let's wait, hold on. Let's see what Yen says. And it was like constantly like I was on it. And I was like, I don't know, my psychic ability was like really honed that day. But it was fun. But if you ever play Valheim, I'm telling you, Talamir and him, they just build these huge... Oh, we got a raid.
Sus Parrot Nathaniel.
Oh my god, that's Josh's brother. Joshua Woo's brother.
Potato?
Yes.
no way.
Potato. Hey, honey.
Potato.
Thank you so much for raiding. Oh my god, I love you guys. So if you guys don't know Joshua Woo, this is his brother, and he's an amazing singer, and he's super fun and funny. Thank you so much. And I actually was doing some vocal recordings because we're gonna do a collab, me and his brother. So, you know, I guess I'm just gonna put it out there, you know. So we're doing a collab song, and he's amazing. He's been doing so well on TikTok, and he's doing big things. He just had a single drop this week. So if you guys are not following Joshua Woo, go to Spotify and follow him. And Nathaniel and Plum. Hey, Plum. Oh my God, thank you so much for coming in. So today we have Kentobeans. He's from Nashville, Tennessee. He's an amazing drummer, and he's about to play another song, especially for the raid. You guys got to see. He has amazing chops, okay? And Kento, what's the next song that you're going to play for us?
So we're going to play a song by the name of Mama Knows from Sister Sparrow and the Dirty Birds. They're kind of like a bluesy, modern kind of bluesy take.
Dirty Birds.
Dirty Birds.
Dirty Birds.
Have you ever heard of Dirty Heads? Dirty Heads? Is it Dirty Heads?
Dirty Heads.
Yes, yes.
I don't
They
think
opened
so.
up for 311, and I went to see
cool.
them, and they're really cool. What?
It's happening again.
Another raid. It's South Carrot again. Okay, now you're being sus. We were just talking about Among Us. That's what's funny. We were just talking about Among Us and how we all, there was a drummers Among Us, and we were talking about how it was just so funny that I played a lot of Among Us with Josh too, and he does like play, you know, with on Discord. So yeah.
I don't understand what happened.
It's okay. We gotta say, and go follow Nathaniel because he's hilarious. He's and he has a great voice too. He's really fun. He plays a lot of games. So yeah. So now you guys are gonna see how awesome Kento is, and we're gonna hype him up in chat. So hype him up in chat, guys. He's amazing.
All right.
Mama said good things come free. Do what you can and be what you need. We never have much, but we figured it out. 'Cause when you've got nothing, there's nothing to chop out. She would say, oh, oh, don't hit me with your stuff. Say you got money, you got something, oh, oh, just hit me with it, love. You ain't got love, and you ain't got nothing, oh, oh, don't hit me with your stuff. Say you got money, you got something, oh, oh, just hit me with it, love. You ain't got love, and you ain't got nothing. Mama knows, yes, Mama knows. Well, of course your life is hard. It's an easy Sunday when you know who you are. Oh, yes, now. Ain't no shortcut gonna bring you peace. No, but your mama knows just what you need. Yes. She would say, oh, oh, don't hit me with your stuff. Say you got money, you got something, oh, oh, just hit me with love. You ain't got love, then you ain't got nothing, oh, oh, don't hit me with your stuff. Say you got money, but that's something,
vibe.
Jinx, you owe me a soda.
We were both feeling it. I'm like, oh, and I love
love it.
watching Kento play because he gets so into it, and you see him like, he's like, and that's my favorite thing about drummers is that I don't know. It's for me, it's so entertaining to see. It's drummers for me and loopers. Like that mesmerizes me. Like for some reason, those are the two. And I'm not taking away from anyone else that does other stuff, but it's just like something about just being in the groove and in the beat, and you see it. And of course, bass players, the rhythm section for me is really big. But yeah, and loopers, of course, because they're just doing they're like scientists.
I feel like as a drummer, it brings out like your truest essence of yourself when you're behind the kit. You know, like your facial structure and your it just all changes, and it shows like your purest form of you when you're playing, you know.
Yeah, it's like, you know, if you're really in it, you have no control kind of over what, you know, your facial expressions do. It kind of just
it's like dancing.
It kind of just happens. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You guys are like the dancers. Well, you make everyone dance with your beats. So like that's what it is, right? The rhythm section. So yeah, it's so good. So good. And we had such a good time because he showed us also of his first video when he was in 6th grade, playing at his talent show in school. So we had so many, like if you just came in, and the replay is really worth rewatching. I'm just saying. And yeah, we've had so many good songs tonight also. But chat, if you guys have any questions for Kento before we, you know, let him go, and find someone really awesome to read, let us know. And so yeah, should I do the last question? I don't know if I should do the 12.
I prepped him. I think I told
Did
you
he
about
tell
that.
you about the 12 songs, the soundtrack of your life?
He did.
It's either really, really easy or really hard, usually.
Yeah, it was pretty difficult for me, and honestly, it's probably like I would probably make changes a lot. But what's funny is a few of these songs I did mention already tonight, actually, which is kind of funny. But I do have a list.
12 songs of the soundtrack of your life, guys, is usually 12 songs because
Does he know any Dream Theater?
Well, we were talking about it. That's one of his biggest influences, Mike Portnoy. And then we had a whole segment of them just talking about Dream Theater. You know how it goes with Luna and Dream Theater.
It doesn't end.
It doesn't end. And then Damo's in here and Telomere. And
it just got worse.
You know, just like, yes. So yeah, we hit upon your YouTube also. So, when are you gonna start posting again? You said you started posting again, or you're gonna start posting more covers? Because those are really good covers that you have on YouTube.
Yeah, I would like to start posting it there again soon. I think once I get back into the Twitch thing and kind of get comfortable doing the streams again, I'll probably try and throw some more stuff onto YouTube this year.
So Thursday, are we gonna see you on Thursday?
I hope so. That's the plan.
Okay.
That is the plan right now. As long as my internet is nice to me, then yes, you will see me on Thursday.
Okay, so Thursday night, and what time again?
It'll be 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central
Time. All right, so remember that, guys. So if you want to get more grooves like this, you know where to go on Thursday night.
So before we jump into the 12 questions or the 12 songs, I have one question, and the one thing that keeps like popping up in my mind that I'd like to kind of like bring out for more of representation of like the drumming community and like the gaming community, where you know you're familiar with the top gamers here on Twitch, like the top streamers, you know, like Ninja and Cypher PK and all them. So if you were to compare personality to drummers that you know here on Twitch to the top streamers
Of drummers?
who would you like? I would compare Kento
Interesting.
to be the streamer from Canada. What is his name? Because it just
think I-
personalities are very very similar.
I think someone
From Canada?
yeah.
the
So you're extra nice, is you saying? You're extra
Nick
nice.
A30.
yeah, that's
That
I knew
one,
that's
yeah.
yep.
You
I've
get
had
that a lot?
a few people say that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
like
Yeah.
if Kento was a gamer and was at the status of these top gamers, he would be Nick A30 because he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, he's adorable. I love Kento. He's amazing. You remind me of my younger brother. Like I said that to him before. I was like, oh, he's so cute. Like something about your smile and your personality, and you're just such a sweetheart. But yet when you play the drums, it's like you're transformed, and you're just like, you know. So I love that. I love seeing that.
So
Thank you.
if you were to compare other drummers to
Who will you compare him to? Luna.
compare me to,
Let's put him on the spot now.
Oh, that's interesting. Let's see. I don't know a whole lot of the top streamers. Like the first one that came to my mind, was I guess I can't really make that comparison too much. Well, so Seth Drums, a lot of his like earlier stuff. I know he like kind of I think maybe his nephew was a fan of Ninja or something, but Seth always had the headband, and like the spiked up hair,
yeah,
and
Yeah.
the same like look as Ninja
true.
does.
I can see that.
Yeah.
He's so cute. He's a daddy now and a little baby.
Yep.
Oh, I love that. On
Yep.
Twitter when he posts pictures and clips.
I think yeah, image wise, I could see that. I think personality for him would be very Tim the Tatman esque.
Yeah.
Well, he
that's
does
yeah,
love
that's 'cause
him.
He loves him, like he resonates
does
him.
love
Tim.
yeah.
That's his spirit animal or something.
Yeah.
But he got recognized by
trying
Tim
to
too.
think. Oh yeah. Tim will kind of mess with Seth a lot, which
Yeah.
always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of somebody for Luna.
No, that's gonna be tough. I think
Yeah,
if back in the day when I wore my shades, I would have been like Dr. Disrespect or something.
Yeah.
He used
yeah.
to, oh my God, if you guys would have met him, okay? He used to wear these glasses, these sunglasses on stream all the time.
It was really bright in my room. All these lights.
And it was just like, no. I was like, no. After a while, I was like, can you take them? No, because when we started dating, he used to still wear them all the time. And then I was like, okay, can you take them off when we're about to do something?
Wear them in bed.
I was like, is this weird? I'm like, take them off.
There's no lights on. What are you wearing them for?
So I was like, no. I was like, they need to come off. And then I was like, okay, that's it. I'm burning all of them. So yeah, that's just, I'm
Oh,
just
that's
saying.
so funny.
But the whole Dr. Disrespect, he didn't like to get compared, but he just compared himself to him. So
Back then I didn't, yeah. But then now that I see it, from the outside looking in, I'm like, yep, mm-hmm.
and he used to do the voice, like the perverted voice, which is the voice.
Oh, the deep voice. I don't
You
think we
have-
have a set here.
This is the chipmunk. I like the chipmunk better.
Wait, no.
That's not it. That's
No, we can't figure it out.
it was not Talamir though. It wasn't Talamir's voice. If it was Talamir, maybe it would have been acceptable. But yeah, he used to do that, and I was like, oh God, I don't know how this is gonna work out. But he stopped, so it all worked out. you
I'm
know?
a classy man now.
Now he has,
There we
I
go.
love a nice nerd look, so I prefer this. I prefer seeing his eyes. But Sunfire has another really fun personality 'cause she has like the
Oh,
neon
yeah.
colors and the black light. I love it. And I got to
Yeah.
meet her at TwitchCon last time, so that's my girl. And
Yeah, she's
and
awesome.
she's just like, she blew up on TikTok and
Yeah.
and everything. So we need to get on TikTok because obviously that's where to be, right? Like everyone.
It seems like
If
it.
you're not on TikTok, you're failing.
I mean, are you gonna get on the TikTok game now?
You don't have to dance.
Yeah, you just.
So I do have a TikTok, and I posted one video, but it was like months ago. So maybe I will jump back into it. I should.
I think
I
it's
had
just
like a
dedicate
spur of the
yourself.
moment kind of idea that I just posted.
Think of
and
it as
kinda
a
let
tool.
but
as a tool to get yourself out there and your name out there, because the discovery on there is just ridiculous right now.
Yeah.
You know? And if you're posting things that's relevant to, like, this is what I've learned. So it's like, if you look at the trends, the top trends of what's happening on TikTok, and naturally some of the stuff doesn't really resonate a lot with music, but like there's things that you can alter to make it fit your brand and what you're doing, and use those trending, you know, tags where it'll drive the traffic to what you're doing. And as long as it kind of, you know, coincides with the trend and what you're doing for your music and stuff like that, then it's all sensible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not on TikTok and I am failing. I'm just an adult. Well, how many people on here are on TikTok? I mean, if not,
I'm on TikTok.
So follow all of us, because we're gonna start doing more TikToks, I guess.
Yeah, I got a bunch of videos posted. You got 2 up right now. We're gonna add some more soon. And
man,
we're
some of those lives.
I have to follow you guys.
We're gonna get busy on it. We're gonna get busy with content for sure.
Caught a few. Oh, Johnny Shreds, thank you so much. I've been following the channel forever. Only caught a few live streams walking around the city. It's so cool. Oh yeah, thank you so much. And now you get to experience the podcast. Yeah, we do this once a week, and we always feature the best artists here on Twitch, and it's just so fun. It's really chill, and we just talk. You know, it's like an open discussion about music, their instruments, how they became the musician that they are, and everything that makes them awesome. And so today is Kento, and I hope you had fun, Kento. I hope it was a good experience. It was fun talking to you, getting to know you. You're awesome. We really love you.
I had a blast. Thank you all so much for having me on. It's honestly, it's been so cool to watch the podcast grow over, how long has it been now? What, 2 years? Is that how long it's been?
Yeah, it's been 2.5 years going. This is the third year going on the third year.
I love the improvements on the production. So props.
Every year we try to make it more and more fun and interactive and just more vibrant and more professional looking, even though sometimes we get crazy here and we talk about a bunch of things, but you know, it's all fun. And I think it's with the best part of it is just getting to know everyone one at a time, and really diving into what makes them, you know, what really is inside of the streamer, and how they evolved into being the person they are, and a musician that they've become. So it's always fun to see the story and the origins of everyone. So thank you so much for giving us the opportunity, the space and time to get to know you, Kento. I really hope that when TwitchCon comes around, we all get together and have, you know, if not pizza, we'll do something. Sushi, I don't know. What's your favorite food?
Ooh.
And that's hard for you, because you guys have really good food, right? Like,
there's a lot. There's a lot of good food here. Yeah. I mean, good food from, you know, different delicious, you know, sushi spots. We have, of course, Nashville hot chicken, which is probably my favorite. I love seafood. If I'm in San Diego, I feel like I have to get
seafood. We love
some
seafood.
kind of like burrito or something, or some tacos.
They have
or
such
something,
good
you know.
spots in San Diego when we went. Brunch,
so
morning breakfast was
bet.
like huge and big, and it was
like I thought, like, I'm gonna get like a little pancake and like, you know, just like the normal portions, but then you're out there, you're getting like Texas-sized portions. These things are huge.
Yeah.
Like,
it's awesome.
And it felt like it was Manhattan, but with palm trees and cleaner. You know, that's what it felt like. It just felt like,
cool, yeah.
And I loved it. And I really want to go to the beaches, and I want to take a bunch of vlogs with a bunch of you guys and just have fun. So we're gonna meet
awesome.
up. And if you ever come to New York City, hey, look us up. We'll take you all around town, and we'll do something
show you some
fun.
spots.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I've always wanted to come up there.
So you never been to New York City?
I haven't.
What? Oh
have
no,
not.
that has to change now that, you know, we can all get together again, right?
Yeah.
So
definitely.
yes. So you have us here. If you ever come, you know, you got friends here, and we can always do something fun.
Before we cut out, let's do that 12 songs.
12 songs.
Oh yeah, 12 songs. All right.
Do it.
Speed around.
Yes.
All right. So we're gonna start with "I Want It That Way," the Backstreet Boys.
Oh wow, that's an unconventional one.
All
I
right,
didn't
CP.
see that. I know. CP
drums.
No, he needs a Phil Collins song in there to be CP.
Jump into "Hotel California" from the Eagles.
Classic.
Back in Black, AC/DC,
Another.
which we mentioned. And then as well, we mentioned Jamie's Crying from the Van Halen. Into My Hero from the Foo Fighters, which we also talked about, which is funny.
Oh yeah, me too.
And then Beast and the Harlot from
Avenged Sevenfold.
Avenged Sevenfold.
Are we gonna close out with that one? No, I'm just kidding. You know you can do it.
Constant Motion, Dream Theater.
Oh, Dream Theater.
Oh, you added that. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Ants Marching from Dave Matthews Band. What About Me from Snarky Puppy. And then a few more recent ones. Bad Self-Portraits from a band called Lake Street Dive. 1612 from Wolfpack. And then Hotel TV from Lawrence.
Wow, I gotta check out more
I
Lawrence.
thought he was gonna say hotel security.
Hotel. Shameless plug to his band.
I was like, whoa, we're on this list. Yes.
Imagine the day. Imagine the
right now.
day.
Right.
We're on somebody's soundtrack to their life.
But yeah, man, it was a pleasure having you on here.
Hey, thank you
I
all
got
so
to know
much.
you a little bit more now, and want to try to spend more time in your streams when I can, so I can catch up on some of your music and whatnot. And I really hope the network works out for you, so that you can get back on
Yeah.
the
Thank you.
streaming.
Yeah, hopefully so.
And I look forward to meeting you at TwitchCon. So
Definitely, I cannot wait. I've been looking forward to TwitchCon ever since.
Yeah.
They've been,
know.
kept getting canceled the past couple of years.
I think
So,
that's what it was. We all really wanted it to be a thing, and then it was like, oh no, it's canceled again for the second year. So this year, let's hope that everything goes to plan. I know in next month they're gonna put the tickets for sale. So yeah, I can't wait to meet you, Kento. Let's
Thank you
all
all.
get together, and you already know.
Yes.
Open door over here if ever you come and visit New York City, because you never have, and you have to at least once in your life.
I need to.
Yes, you already went to California. You have to come to the East Coast now, New York.
Yeah, for sure.
So
all
let's
right.
see.
So a quick rundown on some of our follows and hosts and raids and stuff that we got from the stream today. So we got PS. Is that Witch? PS Witch. Voltarius.
That's a cool name.
Rainbow Scape.
Rainbow. Thank you so
King
much.
Shamasha. That's a nice name.
Dang. I like that one too.
Thank you guys. Thank you all for the follows. And then we got a raid from Susk Carrot Nathaniel.
Sus. Nathaniel.
The potato.
Yes. Yeah. If you know, you know.
Yeah. And then Jinky Art. Thank you
Ooh,
for the
an
follow.
artist. Thank you so much for the follow.
And second raid from Sus. Yeah. Because that's what Sus does.
Extra love. Extra love. I love it.
It's good to see some familiar faces here in chat, and thank you all for spending time and hanging out with us, and getting to know Kentobeans a little bit more. And if you haven't known him already, make sure you're following him and all of his socials and keeping up to date with all the things that he's doing. And make sure you're following Yen here on YenYorkCity, and myself at Luna Satori on all of our socials. And can't wait to get back into doing another podcast and introducing our next guest, who is going to be Nigga Greer.
Greer, bass player from Canada, and so that's going to be really fun. He's been on the podcast a while back, but I remember that time we had some difficulties.
We couldn't get him to play.
He couldn't play bass that day.
But now he can
And
play.
he was like, I'm gonna come back, damn it, and I'm gonna play bass. And so
Yeah.
yeah, this time, and he's doing big things, and he's getting so big, and it's great to see the growth since the first time he was on. And now it's going to be awesome. It's going to be all fresh and new, and he has so much updates, and he does a lot of charity streams. So he's a great guy. So that's next week. It's next week, right?
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
4/4.
It's going to be Greer. So thank you so much, guys, and I hope to see you on the next stream. I do have a meditation music sound healing stream coming up this week. I'm usually doing them on Mondays or Thursdays. So if you guys, we can rock out, but we can zen out and do, some sound healing. So if you're into that, we can wind down together. So I hope to see you on the next stream. Kento, I hope to see you on Thursday, right? Thursday? What time again?
That is Thursday, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central.
Central time. Perfect. So I hope to see you that day. And also on Wednesday, Darkman24 is going to be streaming. I just want to give him a shout out because I love that guy.
We gotta get him back on the podcast again.
Yes, because when he was on the podcast, it was just me by
Yeah,
myself.
by yourself.
That was when I was doing it by myself. So now we got, my co-host, and it's always fun to have a perspective of a drummer that
We're
really
just gonna
knows.
be talking about Dream Theater all day. The
Yeah.
entire podcast is nothing but Dream Theater.
Yes, and he's a dad now. I didn't even, and you know what's funny? When we did the podcast, I was asking him about him, if he ever thought if he was going to be a dad, if he would teach his son to play drums. He's like, I don't really think that I want, I'm thinking of being a dad anytime soon. And then the next month, his wife got pregnant. It was so crazy.
That's so funny.
That's why people say, my third eye, whatever I say.
Comes to fruition.
It was a vision. Yeah. So, yeah, he's going to have a birthday stream on Wednesday. So, yeah, I'm just putting it out there. I'll be there. I'll be hanging out. So, it'll be fun. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Tunic, we miss you. Thanks for being here. Talamir,
KH
Damo.
Yeah, KH, King Shamasha.
Yes.
Let's see, who else?
Rainbow. All stayed the whole entire time.
Johnny Shreds, thanks for popping in.
Maggot, Johnny. Yeah, you guys are all amazing. Thank you so much for sticking around and hanging out with us. It was awesome. Johnston, I see you.
Talamir with the resub.
Thank you for the resub, Talamir. And yeah, guys, we love you. Take care, and I hope to see you on the next stream. Good night. Thank you so much, Kento. You're amazing.
Thank you all so much.
So much love. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.